Good morning, all of you. Can you all hear me? Please respond if I am audible to everyone. Am I audible to everyone? Yes, so please respond. Okay, all right. So let's start the session, today's session here. Okay, so the second session, in the first session, we have discussed 30 questions. All right, all the questions till cat 96 here. So in this session, there are 31, 32, 33, 4, 5, 6, 37, and so on. How many questions are there? There are total of 16, 31 to 46. So 16 questions. All the questions till cat 99, 97, 98, 99. These three. Okay. So for these 16 questions, approximately 16 into 3, 48. So I'm going to give you 50 minutes. So the time is from 11 to 11:50. All right. So the time is 11 to 11:50. Just check whether you all have got the privileges or not. Are you all able to navigate through the slides? Please check, everyone. Yes or no? Anupam, Avinash, Tanya, Sai, Priyank, everyone. Are you all able to navigate through the slides? Yes. Okay. So please start. The time limit is till 11:50. So please start all. Okay. So now tell me, what is the answer for question number 31? What is the correct answer for question number 31? Option A. Okay. Most of you guys are saying option A, which I think is a correct answer. That's right. A easy one. Let's see it. The sum of area of two circles which touch each other externally. So there are two circles which are touching each other externally. So this is one circle and then there is another circle. So they are touching each other. So what is there here? Can I say the sum of their radius is nothing but that is equal to 15. So if I say, let's say the radius of the first circle is equal to r, then the second circle it will be equal to 15 minus r, or you can also say r1 plus r2. Now find the ratio of the larger circuit to a smaller circuit. And when they touch each other externally, the area. So area is equal to nothing, but I can say simply pi r square plus pi into what I can say that is 15 minus r whole square, and that is equal to 153 pi. And if you solve this, you'll get the value of r. Can anyone tell me? You can see that here in any case it is, this will be pi will get cancelled. So I'll say r square plus r square minus 30r plus 15 square is 225, which is equal to 153. So I can say this is equal to 2r square minus 30r plus 225 minus 153. What is 225 minus 153? Anyone? 225 minus 153. That will be equal to 72. That will be equal to 0. Or I can say r square minus 15r plus 72 divided by this is 36, which is equal to 0. So 15 and 36. So can you factorize 36 in 2 ways? I think 12 and 3. Yes, that's right. So this is r minus 12 into r minus 3. It is equal to 0. So r is equal to 3 and 12. So the smaller one will be equal to 3 and the larger one will be equal to 12. So ratio of larger to smaller. So larger is 12, smaller is 3. So 12 by 3, which is equal to 4. So this was a sitter. I don't think it will take more than 1 minute or maybe 1.5 minutes. Can I move to the next question? Okay. What is the answer for this question? Again, an easy one. Anyone who can tell me the answer of this question here? Okay, the correct answer is that's right. Option D, none of these. If it is D, none of these, what is the correct answer? 108. Let me check here. AB is the diameter of the given circle, while point C and D lies on the circumference as shown. If AB is 15, AC is 12. Okay. So it's a semicircle and we know that angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees. So the diameter is 15, this is equal to 12 and this angle is nothing but 90. So it's a 9, 12, 15 triplet. So this is 9, 12, 15 triplet. Find the area of the quadrilateral. So what is the area of one triangle? Half base into height. So area of one triangle, I'll say the total area is 2 into area of one triangle, that is half into base, which is equal to 12 into height. So what is this value comes out to be? Half into this into height. So this is equal to 54 or 108. The total is 108 here. So that's the correct answer. 108. So this was also easy. Can I move to the next question? 33. What is the answer for 33? Please tell me. Option number B. Okay, option number B. Yes, that's right. The correct answer is definitely option B. Some of you have got D also. We'll check that. The correct answer is option B. Let's see here. The adjoining figure shows a set of concentric squares. If the diagonal of the innermost square is 2 units, so I say the diagonal of the innermost square, this blue line, it is nothing but it is 2 units. And if the distance between the corresponding corners of any two successive squares is 1 unit. So any two successive corners. So I am saying this green line. What is this distance? That is equal to 1 unit. So the diagonal, the length of the diagonal is nothing but that is equal to 2 units, and this is equal to 1 unit here. Okay, and then this green line, it is also 1 unit. So for the second square, okay, for the first square, the length of diagonal is 2. For the second square, the length of the diagonal is 4. For the third square, what is the length of the diagonal? Tell me. Again, this is 1 unit, and then this is also 1 unit. So the length of the third square, that is equal to 8. Okay, diagonal, the length of the diagonal, this is 2 plus 2, 4. Yes, that's right. Plus 2, which is 6. So the length of the diagonal for the third square, it is 6. For the fourth square, it is 8. Yes or no? For the fifth, it will be equal to 10. So 2 into 5. So in the diagonal here, find the difference between the area of the 8th and the 7th square. So what is the area of the 8th square? So I'm writing AA. So area of the 8th square, the length of the diagonal will be 16. Yes or no? Length of the diagonal will be 16, and area is equal to always half into product of diagonals. So the length of area of the 8th square, that is going to be half into product of diagonals, which is 16 into 16. Yes or no? So half of 16 into 16, and that will be comes out to be equal to 128 units, not 16 root 2. The diagonal itself is 16, not the side. The diagonal is 16, so I can say area is simply half d1 d2. Better to use that. So that will be equal to 128. And what is the area of the 7th square? That is half into 14 into 14. So 14 square by 2, which is equal to 98. And I need to find out the difference between these two, 8 minus A7, which is equal to 128 minus 98. And the answer will be equal to 30. So the correct answer is, of course, option number B. How can the diagonal be 15, Jatin? Right now, there everything is. What is the length of the diagonal of the first one? Tell me. What is the length of the diagonal of the first square, Jatin? Tell me. Tell me what is the length of the square? 2. What is for the second square? For second square is how much? For the second square, how much? 4. For the third? For the third, 6. 3 into 2, 6. For the fourth, 4 into 2, 8. For the fifth, 10 into 5, 50. So for the 8th square is what? 8 into 2, 16. How can it be 18? Tell me. It has to be 16. Any doubts to anyone? Okay. 34th. What is the answer for 34th? A very easy one. Yes. The answer is simply 5 square units. Again, this was a sitter, which will not take more than 30 seconds. Yes, sir. In triangle ABC, PQR are the midpoints. So I can say these are the midpoints here. So this is the triangle ABC. Okay, I say mark this as A, B, C. And PQR are the midpoints. And whenever you join the midpoints, we get a triangle which is known as median. And the area of all the 4 triangles will be same here. So area of all the 4 triangles will be same. So the answer will be nothing but 20 by 4. Area of all the 4 will be 555. So an easy one. Can I move to the next slide now? 35. Again, this question was asked, I think, earlier also. Yes, option number D. And how can we solve it? How many of you have solved with the help of option? Better to take other options. Okay. Otherwise, it's not necessary that you are taking 3, 4, 5 is satisfying, but better to solve with the help of the options. In rectangle, the difference between the sum of adjacent side and the diagonal is half the length of the longer side. So if I start solving with the help of the options, if I reach to the option number D, so smaller is 3, this is 4, so we know it's a Pythagorean triplet 5. and says the difference between the sum of adjacent side and the diagonal, the difference between the sum of the adjacent side, that is 4 minus 3. Okay, the sum of adjacent side and the diagonal is half the length of the longer side. Okay, you solve with the equation, but equations you do not need to use the equations. Remember, if you take the equations, it will take a lot of time here. Yes, Rohan. So the difference between the sum of adjacent sides, the sum of adjacent side is nothing but that is 4 plus 3, 7 minus 5, that is equal to 2, is half the length of the longer side, and that is equal to 4 by 2, which is equal to 2. So it is satisfied. So Damini, you need to use the options also. Now it's time that you should learn how to use the options. Okay, because if I start doing it by taking the length and width and by forming the equation, it might be lengthy and time consuming. So use the options here. Only one of the options will satisfy. Yeah, like if you take the side as 2 and 5, then that won't satisfy. Or 1 or root 3, it will not satisfy. Root 3 and 2 also, it will not satisfy. Only one of these options will satisfy. Okay. Can I move to the next slide, guys, if it is clear to all of you? Okay. Now, question number 36. What is the answer for 36? D. Okay, some of you are saying D, some of you are saying B, some of you are saying A. The correct answer is, however, option. Now, just in the adjoining figure, points A, B, C, D lie on the circle. AD is equal to 24 and BC is equal to 12. What is the ratio of the area of the triangle CBE? We need to find out the ratio of the area of the triangle CBE to that of ADE. Okay, so these two I need to identify. Okay, can I say these two triangles are nothing but they are basically similar? Please tell me yes or no. Yes or no. And we can take here, we have proved this result when we are discussing the property of the chords also. We know that this angle, yes, so I can say angle B. So let me mark here angle B, this angle, if it is theta, then angle D is also theta. Angle subtended by the chord AC is always same. And this is nothing but I can say alpha and alpha. So this is vertically opposite angle. And I can say the third angle will be automatically equal. Let's say this is equal to beta and this is beta. So the two triangles are similar. And if the two triangles are similar, the ratio of the area is always proportional to the square of the corresponding side. So BC it is equal to 12 and AD it is equal to 24. Okay. So the ratio of the area of the two triangles opposite to alpha. What is the ratio of the sides? The ratio of the sides in the first triangle, okay, to the second triangle, opposite to alpha it is 12, in the other one opposite to alpha it is 24. So that is equal to 1:2. So the ratio of the sides is 1:2. So the ratio of the area of these two figures, which I am talking about, CBE and ADE, that will be the 1/2 whole square. And 1/2 whole square is equal to 1/4. That. So this was also an easy one. I don't know why some of you have got it wrong. How theta are equal? Ankur, angles subtended by the chord in the circles are always equal, or angles subtended by arc is always equal. CA is the arc or CA is the chord. So angle subtended by chord CA at anywhere in the circle, it is always going to be the same. So these two angles are equal, theta and theta. Clear now? Can I move to the next slide? So this was also easy one. 37. Tell me the answer for 37, all of you. Yes, that's right. The correct answer is, of course, option number. Let me see. In the given figure, EADF is a rectangle and ABC is a triangle whose vertices lies on the side this one. A is equal to 22, B is equal to 6, DF is equal to 2 and CF is 16. So CF is equal to 16. Find the length of the line joining the midpoint of the side AB and B. Okay. So first of all, tell me the length of AD. The length of AD, it is equal to 8. What is the length of CD? That is 6. So this is a 90-degree angle. So 6, 8. So what is the length of AC? Pythagorean triplet, 6, 8, 10. So the length of AC is 10. And we know that whenever I join the midpoints of the sides of a triangle, the length will be always the half of the side. So this will be equal to 10 by 2, which is equal to 5. So the answer is option B. Because whenever we join the midpoints, the length will always become half. Any doubts to anyone now? So this was also an easy one. 38. Now tell me what is the answer for this question number 38, all of you. Option number C. Yes, I think that's the correct answer, probably. Option number C, which is 93. Okay. Let's see. 3 circles, each of radius 20, have centers at P, Q, and R. Further, AB is equal to 5. So I can write down the length AB, it is equal to 5. And the radius is 20. So if the radius is 20, so P to B is 20. So P to B is 20. So what is the length of PA? It must be 15. That's right. So the length of PA, it will be equal to definitely 15. Okay. Similarly, what is the length of RB? R to A is a radius. R to A is a radius. So I can say AB is 5. So R to B, it is also equal to 15. 15 plus 5. 20. Now CD is equal to 10. And R to D, RD is a radius and RD is a 15. CD is 10. So RC is equal to 5. Similarly, QD is also equal to 5. And FE is equal to 12. So P to E, the length E is a radius of a circle, which is 20. So this is PF is 8. And similarly, QE is equal to 8. So what is the perimeter? Now we can add all of them, which is 10. Yes, sorry. RC is equal to 10 and DQ is also equal to 10. RC and DQ is definitely equal to 10. So RC is 10 and DQ is also equal to 10. Okay, so the length of PQ, it is equal to 12 plus 8, 20. 20 plus 8 is 28. And the length of PR, that is equal to 15 to the 30 plus 5, 35. And the length of QR, that is equal to 30. Add these three, the answer will be nothing but 90. Okay, just need to add on. So an easy question. Can I move to the next slide? Please respond. Okay, 120 minus 27. Yes, that is also right. 120 minus 27. Okay, that is also correct because 12, 5 and 10 has been counted. How many times that you can see. So that is also correct. 120 minus sum of these. Okay. 39. Can you guys tell me what is the answer for question number 39 and 40? What is the answer for 39? For 39, the correct answer is, of course, I'll say option D, 176 pi by 3. So let's discuss here. Very important question, I'll say. It says a cow is tethered at the point A by a rope. Neither the rope nor the cow is allowed to enter triangle AB. So neither the rope nor the cow is allowed to enter the triangle ABC. An angle BAC, it is equal to 30 degrees. So this angle is 30 degrees. And the length of AB and BC, that is equal to 10 and 10. Okay. So this is a figure. Now remember the length of AB and BC is 10. So I can say it will be like this one. So can I say this angle, it is equal to 30 degrees. This angle is equal to 30 degrees. So this angle, it will be equal to nothing but how much? 330 degrees. Okay. So the question is, what is the area that can be grazed by the cow if the length of the rope is 8? Now remember here, the length of the rope is 8 units. So I can draw a circle by taking A at a center of 8 units. So this is 8 and this is 8 units. And this will be now 2 and this will be 2. So that the total length A to B, it is 8 plus 2, 10. And A to C, 8 plus 2 is 10. Yes or no? So what I need to do here? Now, can the cow goes inside this? Let me draw a smaller arc, which is in the dotted one. So cow can definitely not goes inside the sector of 30. Yes or no? Sector of 30. Okay. So what is the area which can be grazed? So area which can be grazed is nothing but that is by the solid blue line. Yes or no? So the answer, I can say 330. Yes, you can do it anyway. So simply I can say 330 upon 360. into pi into r square. That is pi into 8 square. And if you solve this, it will be comes out to be equal to 176 pi by 3. So this is our answer. Any doubts to anyone now in this question? Okay, so can I move to the next slide if there is no doubt to anyone in this question? Okay. Tell me what is the answer for this question? Option A. Yes, that's right. I think option A, it should be 134 pi, isn't it? Instead of 133. Yes, the correct answer is I think it should be 134. Just make a correction. It is 134 pi. Okay. It should be 134 pi. This is question. I think this option has been marked wrongly. No? Anyway, we can calculate here. Or is it 133 pi 1 by 6? Okay, we'll see that. 134.3. Yes, 134 pi by 3. It should be actually 134 pi by 3. Am I right? All of you are getting 134 pi by 3. Okay, we'll see. Now, let's see here. Accordingly, I'll change the text. Now, what is the area that can be grazed by the cow if the length of the roof is 12? Now, this is a. Now, tell me. Remember, the total length is equal to 12. Okay, 12. So, the common mistake which people commit that I'll discuss here. Okay, this is equal to what? This is nothing but here I can say the total length is 12. So, length of AB is 10. Okay, and I can say this is 2. So, 10 plus 2, 12. This is the length of AC is 10 and 10 plus 2, 12. Okay. Now, if I calculate only the area of this part, okay, this area will be definitely grazed by the horse. So this area, it will be equal to 330 by 360 into pi r square. That is pi into 12 square. So this will be comes out to be equal to how much? That is 132 pi. So 132 pi. So can you say my answer has to be greater than 132 pi? Okay, my answer must be greater than 132 pi. Okay, why? I'll tell you the reason. So there is only one option choices which is more than one greater than 132 pi. So there is only one option choices which is greater than 132 pi. So I can say option number A. Rest all the three options are this. So with the options also we can help you. But how to calculate the correct answer? Now, can the cow goes in this dotted sector? Tell me. The sector which is dotted? No. Because the length of cow is 12. So remember one thing. Okay, if I goes like this one, this length is nothing but that is 12. But again, the cow can't travel. Can cow travel like this one? No, it can't go inside this one. So we need to form once the cow reaches at this point. Okay, from this point. So I need to draw one smaller arc of radius 2. Okay, because the cow can't travel like this one in a straight line. Like from point A, the cow can't travel like this. Okay, now it can't reach here. For to reach to this point, the cow will goes from what? It will goes from here to here. Let me say, it will goes like this and then like this. The maximum it can be 12, 10 plus 2, which is 12. So what I'll do here is I'll draw one smaller arc like this. So the diameter of this circular arc is 2. So this is 10 and this is 2. So once the cow reaches at the point B, after that we can draw another arc of the dimensions. How much? That is 2 of the radius 2. So cow is here. Now remember the length of the rope is 12. So 10 meter reach to point B and then 2 meter is still here. So it can go 2 meter on this line and then you can draw a circular arc like this. And then like this circular arc like this. Now, so this angle, it is equal to 30 degrees. That we already know. This angle is equal to 30. This is 330. And angle B and angle C. Can you guys tell me what is angle B and angle C? Total angle is 180. So this is, I think, 75. If this is 75 degrees, so angle C, it will be equal to how much? 105. Okay, 105. So what is the length of that circular R? Or sorry, the sector, area of the sector. Area of the sector with 105 by 360. Okay, into multiplying by. So 2 into 105 into 360. And then I can say pi into 2 square. Yes or no? 2 square. So this value, can anyone tell me it is coming out to be what? 14 by 6 pi, or that is equal to 7 by 3 pi. Yes or no? 7 by 3 pi. So the correct answer should be 132 pi plus 7 by 3. So 7 by 3 pi, I think that will be comes out to be 2 1 by 3. Yes or no? 7 by 3 is equal to 2 1 by 3 pi. So the correct answer should be 134 1 by 3 pi. This should be the answer. So 134 1 by 3 pi. Is that clear to all of you? Please tell me. So I can just change the options. I think there might be some typing error here. Okay. 134, and here this I take here pi. Yes. So now this is the correct. 134 1 by 3. Any doubts to anyone now? Jatin is asking, what about between B and C? What about between B and C? You tell me, Jatin. What is there between B and C? At the max, the cow can reach till this point. At the max, cow can reach to this one. Can cow reach to this point? Jatin, tell me. Can cow reach to this point where I pointed right now? No. Maximum, this is 10 plus 2, that is 12. This is the only area which can be covered in a green R. Okay, this is A to B, it is 12. And then from, sorry, A to B is 10, and then 10 plus 2, that is 12. So it can reach maximum 10 plus 2, not beyond that. So I hope that now it is clear to all of you. Can we move to the next slide? Okay. Now, what is the answer for question number 41? Easy one. Tell me. The answer is option number C. Let me check the answers. Just tell me. Okay, we will check that. 4 identical points. Just give me one. Okay. 4 identical points are placed in a square. For each point, the ratio of area to the circumference is same as the ratio of the circumference to area. Then find the area of the square that is not covered. I'm not sure what is the answer. So the 4 identical points are placed in a square. Okay. For each point, the ratio of the area to circumference. So area, it will be equal to pi r square. To the circumference, that is 2 pi r. It is same as the ratio of circumference to area. That is equal to 2 pi r upon pi r square. So I think from here you can get the value of r. Can anyone tell me what is the value of r here? R is coming out to be 2. Okay. So r is equal to 2. So the radius is equal to 2. Then find the area of the square, which is not covered by pi. So r is equal to 2. So what is going to happen here? So the diameter of this circle, it is 4. The diameter of this circle is also 4. So the length of the square is equal to 8. So area of the square is 8 square minus 4 times, that is equal to pi into 4. Area of 4 circles. So that is coming out to be 64. Okay. Find the area of the square that is not covered by the square. So area of the square is 8 square is 64 and the radius is 2. Yes, that's right. The radius is 2. 4 into pi into 2 square. So 4 into pi into 2 square, that will be comes out to be how much? 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 will be outside. Sorry, 4 to the 16. So 16 into 4 minus 5. 16 into 4 minus 3, that's right. The answer is option. Any doubts to anyone now? Can I move to the next question? If it is clear to all of you? Okay. 42. What is the answer for this question? Question number 42. Another easy one. Okay. The correct answer is, of course, option number C. Let me see. The figure below shows two concentric circles with a center O. PQRS is a square inscribed in the outer circle. It also circumscribes the inner circle, touching it at the point ABCD. What is the ratio of the perimeter of the outer circle to that of the polygon ABC? Okay. I'll say join this and this. So this green line, if that is the radius of the smaller circle. So the radius of this smaller circle, that will be comes out to be how much? This is R and this is also R. So what is the length of BC? Can anyone tell me? The length of BC will be equal to how much? R root 2? Yes or no? The length of BC is equal to R root 2. So BC is equal to R root 2. So what is the length of OQ? Can I say BC and OQ are nothing but it's a diagonal of a square BQOC? Okay, BQOC is nothing but like QC is also R and this is R. So it is the diagonal. So OQ is also equal to R root 2. Okay. So the question is, what is the ratio of the perimeter of the outer circle? So the radius of the outer circle is R root 2. And if the radius of the outer circle is equal to R root 2, it means what? Its perimeter, that is equal to 2 pi into R root 2. Okay. Is to outer to that of the polygon ABCD. The BC, the length of BC is equal to R root 2. So that is 4 into R root 2. That is perimeter is 4A. And for the square ABCD, the side length is R root 2. So R root 2 will get cancelled. So the answer will be simply equal to 5. So this was also an easy one. Any doubts to anyone now? Can I move to the next question? It's a very, very interesting question, rather. Now, what is the answer for this? Anyone who can tell me the answer for this question number 43? Okay. Now, just here. It says there is a circle of radius 1 centimeter. The thing I already told you that whenever you get the questions, you are not supposed to solve each and every question. Find out the easier one and solve all those easy questions. 50 minutes is more than enough. You need to find out all the easy questions first. You don't have got the entire day to solve all these questions. Okay. So you need to solve all the questions which I'm giving. You need to solve the way you are going to solve in the actual exam. Identifying easier, do it, and then you can come to the top. So there is a circle of radius 1. Okay, so there is a circle of radius 1. Each member of a sequence of a regular polygon S1, where n is the number of sides of the polygon, is circumscribing the circle. And each member of the sequence of regular polygon S2, okay, where n is 4, 5, 6, is the inscribed the circle. Let L1 denotes the perimeter of the corresponding polygon of S1. Now, what is the perimeter of the circle? Can anyone tell me what is the perimeter of this circle? Okay, what is the perimeter of a circle? No? that is 2 pi r. So 2 pi r means radius is 1, so that would be equal to 2 pi. Yes. Okay. So if I draw any figure which is circumscribing, whether its perimeter will be more than 2 pi or less than 2 pi, can anyone tell me? Whether this perimeter, is it more than 2 pi or less than? More than, because if I contract it, then probably it will touch this one. So can I definitely say that the area, sorry, the perimeter of this will be definitely more? Okay. So I can say the perimeter of S1. Okay, now all the regular polygon, that is I'm talking about S1, which is circumscribing. Okay, S1 are the circumscribing. S1n, it is always more than 2 pi. And what about the perimeter of the figure which will draw inside? That is perimeter of S2n. Is it more than 2 pi or less than 2 pi? All the figure which I can draw inside the cell, it is definitely less than 2 pi. Okay. And perimeter of S1n, this is basically nothing but L1. So this implies L1n. It is always greater than 2 pi. Okay. And L2n represents the perimeter. So L2n is less than 2. Okay. Now coming to the question. It says L130. Okay. L130 plus 2 pi upon L217. So L113, can I say L113 is nothing but something which is greater than 2 pi plus 2 pi. Okay. L217 is nothing but it is always less than 2 pi. So my numerator, it is always greater than 4 pi, whereas the denominator, it is less than 2 pi. So numerator is more than 4 pi and the denominator is less than 2 pi. So can I say this entire value, it is always greater than 2? Yes or no? Because numerator is more than 4, denominator is less than 2. So it means the ratio of these two is always more than 2. So the correct answer to us will be option number. Is that clear to all of you? Please respond, everyone. And also remember, if the result is true, it must be true for all the values of n. In none of the option, it is depending upon n. Every option is in terms. So it will be true for any values of n. So you can assume n equal to 4, which is a square. Yes or no? So you can draw one circle, then you can draw one circumscribing square and one inscribing square, and you can do it also in that way. Because if the result is true, it must be true for any values of n. And by assuming the square, you can get the answers also true. So any doubts to anyone now? Please tell me. Yes. Can I move to the next question? This is clear to all of you. Okay. 44. What is the answer for 44? The option number A. Let me see if that is correct or not. Yes, that's right. The answer is option number A, which is 2500. Now it says there is a square field of size 500 units. So the length of this square is 500. Of course, the figure was not given. Okay, the figure was not given. I have drawn this figure here for explaining this. So there is a square field of 500 meter long. So this is a 500 meter long. This is also 500 meter long. Okay. It has a compound wall along its perimeter. At one of its corners, a triangular area of the field is to be cordoned off by a rectangle. If the length of this field is 100, so this is equal to 100. Okay. What is the maximum area that can be cordoned? Okay. So I need to find out the compound area. So maximum area which can be cordoned off, that we need to identify. Okay. So tell me, all of you are getting this 2500? For the area to be maximum area to be cordoned off, the smaller triangle, can you say that triangle must be isosceles? Yes or no? This triangle should be isosceles? No, it can't be equilateral side because this is 90 degree now, so it can't be equilateral. So it has to be isosceles. We know that in most of the question, literally the maximum minima, we need to take all the terms to be equal. So these two sides will be equal. So if I mark the points, let's say this is equal to A and this is equal to B and this is C. So what is the area of the triangle ABC? Area of the triangle ABC. I can say this is equal to 100 by, okay, this is equal to 100 by root 2. Yes or no? And 100 by root 2. Take these two sides equal, 90, 45, 45. So 100 by root 2, what is the area of the triangle ABC then? In that case, half into 100 by root 2 into 100 by 2. And the answer will be equal to 20. Any doubts to anyone now? Can I move to the next question? Okay. 45 and 46. Another very, very interesting. How many of you have solved this question number 45 and 46? Okay. Okay, let's check the answers. What are the answers? It says a rectangle TRSU is divided into two smaller rectangles. Okay, so I can say this is the case. So there is a rectangle, bigger rectangle P2R, R2S, S2. It's divided into two smaller rectangle, that is P2T. Okay, and then QRST by the line T2. This is the line T2. PQ is equal to 10 units, QR is equal to 5 units, RS is equal to 10. Okay. Point ABFR within the rectangle PQT. Okay. So there is a point ABM. So ABF is somewhere here. So the point ABF, it is lying inside this rectangle. And the CDE, the point CDE, they are lying inside this. And the closest pair of points among the pairs A to C. So if I'm talking about the point, let's say this is ABF. If I say there are the points A, B, F is here. And then another 3 points, that is C, D, and E is here. So the closest pair of points among the pair A to C. So I'm talking about these two, A to C, A to D, and then A to. This is the distance. Then F to C, so F to C, then F to D, and then F to E. And then B to C, and then B to D, and B to E. All these 6 pairs, they are 10 root 3. So the distance here, all these distances greater than 10 root 3. And 10 root 3 is equal to nothing but I can say root of 300. Is that clear? So all these distances are greater than equal because this is the closest pair. The closest pair is 10 root 3. Okay, closest pair. Now this question can be solved even if you not understand the logic, that can be done. This is 10 root 3. But if I'm saying the remaining all the points, like if I'm talking about ABF, among the pairs, and there are 6 points. So there are 6 points. So how many pairs I'll get? Can anyone tell me? If I'm getting 6 points, how many pairs I'll get? All of you, please tell me. 62. I'll get a total of 15 pairs. If I take any 2 points within a rectangle PQT, what is the maximum distance A to B? Can you say the maximum distance between A to B? It can be equal to 10 root 2. All of you? No. This is if I take 1 point at U and 1 point at Q. So the maximum distance between ABF, it can be equal to 10 root 2. Yes or no? All of you, please tell me. Okay. Maximum, yeah. But can it be exactly 10 root 2? That we'll see here. And what is the distance between any 2 points between C, D, and E? Because pairing from one rectangle to another rectangle, the minimum distance is 10 root 3. So if I'm trying to say ABF, that is 10 root 2. 10 root 2, it is equal to root 200. Yes or no? Like if I say the distance between A to B and or distance between A to F and H, let's say the distance between B to F. All of them, it has to be less than equal to 10 or which is less than root 200. Is that point clear? Please tell me yes or no. Similarly, if I'm talking about CDE. So among CDE, what is the length of Q2 or let's say that is T to S, T to R? That is 5 and 10. So this is root 10 square is 100 and 5 square is 25. So root 125. Yes or no? So I can say CDE. So that is the distance from C to D or C to E or D to E. all of them, it has to be less than equal to nothing, but that is because it has to be less than root 120. Yes or no? And from one rectangle to another rectangle, the points, the minimum distance is 10 root 3. So we know these are the 9 pairs. Okay, these are the 9 pairs and these are the 6 possible pairs. So 9 plus 6, it will be comes out to be 15. Any doubts to anyone? Please tell me now. Okay, now I'll come to this one. So it says which of the following, the closest pair of points among the 6 given points. So I'm talking about 6 given points. So there are 15 pairs and it says it cannot be F2C. Now remember, and that is true because the point ABF is lying here. Okay, point ABF is lying here and point CD and E, it is lying here. Okay, CD and E. And it says the first option, the closest pair of points among the 6 given points cannot be FC. Can I say we know that the FC, the distance FC, it is always greater than that was given as 10 root 3. And FC is greater than 10 root 3, so which is equal to basically root of 300. But if I take a difference between distance between these 2 points, and we also know that DE, it has to be always less than equal to root 125. This is what we have calculated. Please tell me yes or no. D2 is root 125. So when it says the first statement is the closest pair of points among the 6 points, cannot be FC. That is always right. FC, it cannot be the closest pair of points among the 6 points. So the answer is option number A. This is true. So first is true, so there is no need to check the other. That is definitely true. It cannot. Okay. Can I move to the next slide? Please tell me. Please respond, all of you, Anupam, Avinash, everyone. Okay. Now, here it says AB, AF, B. So if I say this is the point A, B, and F, this is C, D, and E. I'll come to that point. It says B to F, the distance B to F, it is equal to 6 root 5. 6 root 5 is equal to what? Root of 180. Yes or no? The distance between B to F, that is equal to root 180. Okay. Which is the closest pair of point among the 6 given points? B to F, no. C to D, no. A to B, again we know. It might be possible if there are 3 points within a one circle, so it might be possible that the 2 points A and B, they coincide with each other. In that case, it will be 0. So A and B can coincide. In that case, the distance between A to B is 0. Or I can say that C to D also. The distance between C to D, it can be also 0. So which is the closest pair? We can't identify that which one is the closest. So that's why the correct answer for question number this 46 is none of these. Among all the given choices, I can say the correct answer is none of these. Now tell me if there is any doubts to anyone. Nikita, the option is given as none of these, so it means out of these 3, none of these is the correct answer. No? Why should be CBD? Okay. Can I say if there are 2 points between C and D are lying within the same rectangle, so it means it might be possible that C and D, they coincide to each other. And if C and D coincide to each other, so in that case, what is the distance between C and D? It can be 0. The question is which is the closest pair? We can't identify which one is the closest pair. It can be any point. It can be C to D also. It can be D to E also. There are a lot of things. So that's why I'll say that is the answer. Is that clear to all of you now? Okay. Now, if AB is equal to AB is greater than F, what does I need to find out the closest pair? So closest pair. So in any case, AB can't be the closest pair, na? Because AB is greater than BA. AB can't be the closest pair. For that reason, you can neglect this one, na? Even if I think if they are not coincide. So A and B, It can't be the closest pair. That can be rejected. Huh? And if I'm talking about C and D, it might be the answer, but D and E also they can consider. So anyway, is that clear to all of you? Please respond now. Now, another important thing here, okay, this is how we can done it, but let me discuss few important things related with this question. What should be the correct way? Since the options are given in this way, we can probably do it here. Now, if you look at here, a very conceptual thing, a rectangle PREC is divided in this way. We know there are 3 points which are lying in this, that is A, B, and F. And the points C, D, and E are lying here. And the distance between, minimum distance between A to C or A to D or A to E, B to C, this is 10 root 3. And we know that the 10 root 3 is equal to root 3. Can you tell me what is the length of RE? What is the length of RE? First of all, tell me all. I draw this diagram. Okay. RE. What is the length of RE? Please tell me. Everyone. Root 325. Okay, root 325. Okay. So if the length of RU it is equal to root 325, what does it mean? If the length of RU is root 325, so I can say R2 is equal to root 325. And this is root 3. So can I say these two are very, very close? These two are very, very close. Yes or no? So it means all the points, like these 3 points, they should be very, very close to point P and E. These 3 points should be very, very close to R and S. Why? Let's say if I am saying I am taking the point, one of the points on this diagonal. Okay, if I'm taking the point C here. Okay. And we know if I'm making the pair of C, that is A to C, B to C, or F to C, all of them are at a distance of, minimum distance is root 300, and this is root 3. So can I say these 3 points, it should be closer to point U? Yes or no? It should be very, very closer to point U. Okay. Like from point C, if I draw a line, okay, you can take any diagram. From point C, if I draw this dotted line, and I said, let's say the length of this dotted line, it is equal to root 3. Okay, this is equal to root 325. This is root 3. And I'll say, let's say this is C and this is the point A I am taking. And we know that the AC, the minimum distance AC, it has to be greater than root 300. So I assume, let's say AC is 300. So can you guys tell me what is the length of A to S? Okay, by using the Pythagoras theorem in triangle CAS. If I use the Pythagoras theorem, so I can say AS square. So AS square is equal to AC square, root 300 square is equal to 300. Okay, minus 10 square. So that is equal to 200. So it means AS it is equal to root 200. So AS is equal to root 200. Okay. Now if AS is equal to root 200, what is the approximate length of U2 width? That is equal to root 200 is 10 root 2. 10 root 2 is 10 into 1 point. That is approximately equal to how much? 14.14? Yes or no? Root 2 is 1.4 approximate, and 1.4 into 10, 14.14. Yes. So what is the approximate length of AU? Can you say AU will be always lesser than somewhat 15? The total length is U2S is 15. 15 minus 14.14. So this will be slightly lesser than nothing, but that is 0.86. Yes or no? So all these points here, they will lie within this arc. Please tell me yes or no. Because we know that if I'm taking the point C here, so the distance from A to C or B to C or F to C, it has to be more than, minimum more than root 300. So if I say, if I draw this green line, which is exactly root 300, if I'm just taking the corner, so all these 3 points should be within this one, within this. So it means the maximum distance between ABF even if I take, let's say, 1 point here, A is here. Okay. Okay. A is here, and I can say take this one. So it can be 10. Yes or no? Please tell me. Like if I take the point F at here, if I take A is here and F at point P. F is at point P, and I can take some other point at here, diagonal F here. Okay. Now, what is the length PR? Can anyone tell me what is the length PR? 10 plus 5, 15, and root of 15, that is root 225. Okay, root 225. So that is also very important for you to understand that this layer, I can take all these 3 points, they should be very, very close to the corners. This should be very, very close to the corners. Okay. So this is root 300, something like this. Here also it will be root 300. So by using that logic also we can say that which of the following statement is necessary to the closest pair of among the 6 given points cannot be F2C. Yes, it cannot be F2C because between A to F it will be definitely within this region, or it will be definitely less than 10, or not maximum it can be 10. So by using that logic also you can say that is the option number 2. Any doubts to anyone? Someone had said about option C here. The closest pair of the points among the 6 points is C to D, D to E, or C to D. So C to D. C to D. Again, we are not sure. We are not sure. Okay, now it can be anything. Between A, B also, it can be also closest. A to B, the point can be closest. So any doubts to anyone now in these two questions? 45 and 46. Now, always whenever you are solving for the first time such type of the question, so my advice is to leave it if you do not understand. So for example, if I'm attempting, if I'm seeing this question for the first type of the question for the first time in mock or in that case, I leave before living such type of thing. Okay, if I'm not sure, or maybe in the second round or third round, always at the beginning in the first round, just try to attempt those questions which is from the familiar area. So I hope that it is clear. Any doubt to anyone? So out of these 16 questions, how many of you have got more than 15? Okay, or more than 12 correct? 12 correct. Rohan has got me. Okay, great. I think all of you should have got more than 12 correct. Probably the questions which I rate difficult is last two questions, 45, 46. Probably I'll prefer leaving this. 43, I'll prefer leaving this. Okay. But in the first round, initially I'll not attempt, I'll attempt. Because the moment I start reading, it seems to be difficult. Okay. So these three questions which I'll not advise to attempt. This type of the questions can be doable. Rest of them are easy, isn't it? Okay. All right. So right now the time is 12:50. So we'll take a break. How much break do you guys need? How much time for the break? 1 hour. No. It's 12:50. So if it is 12:50, let me see how much you all can do it. 12:50. So let's meet after half an hour. Okay, 30 minutes at 1:20. Yes or no? So let's meet at 1:20. Okay. So all right. So you all can log out. There will be a new link, same link, but the new session. All right. So automatically you will receive the mail. Okay. So good day to all of you. See you after another half an hour. All right. We'll do from the questions from the CAT 99, 2000, sorry, 2000, 2001. Now gradually the difficulty level will increase. Okay. All right.